All right, so Junior Dos Santos, as we all know, is no longer in the UFC. He no longer fights for the UFC. The last fight he had in the UFC was against Cyril Gane. He lost by TKO, technical knockout. And the way he left the UFC, if you guys read the story, is it's not very favorable, man. It's not one of those stories that you want to hear about a man as beloved as GSP, a former champion in the UFC, a dude that's, I mean, from what we've seen so far, is a very likable person. If you take a look at the story right here, JDS says he wasn't worth anything to the UFC, and that's what makes him sad. He says after he suffered the TKO loss to Cyril Gane, right after he got home, the UFC called and said, "You've got to fight in 20-something days against Marcin Tybura." And I had just had a concussion. Dos Santos told MMA Fighting, "I cannot fight." Okay, so you cannot fight. A few days later, you're out. So pretty much they cut him, according to him, because he was unable to fight, especially after he just got home, still dealing with a concussion and all that. After he left the UFC, JDS signed with Eagle Fighting Championship, EFC. Now, Eagle Fighting Championship is, for those of you that know, is Habib's promotion. Eagle Fighting Championship, commonly referred to as Eagle FC, is a mixed martial arts promotion company established in 2020 by former UFC lightweight champion Habib Nurmagomedov. It was renamed to Eagle Fighting Championship EFC after Habib bought Gorilla Fighting Championship GFC for $1 million. Now, why are we talking about this? Well, we're talking about this because on the 20th of this month, just a couple days ago, Junior Dos Santos actually had a fight at Eagle FC 47. That was his debut. He was supposed to fight Jorgen De Castro. That was his opponent. On the same card as well was Hector Lombard. And Hector Lombard versus Thiago Silva. It's been a long time since we actually saw Thiago Silva. One of the scariest looking MMA fighters ever. But yeah, so JDS versus Jorgen De Castro scheduled for, I believe, the main event. I actually didn't watch this fight. Totally forgot that it was happening. But there's a clip going around. Apparently, Junior Dos Santos in his debut got injured. He got injured. Apparently, his shoulder got dislocated. We're going to check out the clip right here together, and we'll talk about it because I think the biggest story is how Jorgen reacted after JDS got injured. So let's go right ahead and look at the video right here. Here we go.
We agree there.
I can feel it. I'm sorry, guys, but I can feel it. That's why I'm overreacting. I just got to scream because I know what that feels like.
Kamaru,
there it is.
You, what does Jorgen De Castro
There's his right shoulder. Right shoulder is out.
Oh, his shoulder's out.
It doesn't matter if it does. Make the call, ref. His shoulder's out. Make the call. Where are we tonight, fellas?
Yeah.
Andrew Glenn watching very
closely.
Oh,
that's gotta freaking hurt.
Call here, folks. He has not made
the commission's gotta.
But what if it does go in, though?
Oh, God.
If it goes back in, he stands up and he restarts it? Of course not.
No.
For goodness sake.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
The fight is over. Man, you have got to feel for Junior Dos Santos in this moment, guys.
That's Jorgen roaring.
Castro is celebrating for good reason. He just picked up a W by hook or crook. That is a W either way you shake it out.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's okay. So, take a look at the comments section. The Castro looked like a joke, celebrating like he did when losing 2 rounds and JDS getting injured. I got to go back and watch this whole fight, man. I got to go back and watch the whole thing. Dude got whooped for 2 rounds and had the nerve to start roaring like he didn't just luck out. The Castro just discredited his whole career celebrating like that after his opponent got hurt. That other guy should not be happy to get a win like that. Excellent display of the face block by the clownstro, an ancient yet clearly effective technique that's underutilized in mixed martial arts today. Great timing, well executed, made it look easy. No wonder he celebrated so hard. So most of the comments was pretty much clowning Jorgen De Castro for celebrating after a win like that. Man, that sucks. JDS knocking out Kane was the first ever MMA fight I ever saw. It's sad how life tends to change for the worse, both for Kane and JDS. That's very true. Man, that fight, JDS versus Cain Velasquez, it was incredible, man. That overhand. Now, the shot that JDS landed in this fight, it wasn't an overhand, right? It was just a regular straight, just a cross.
And what does your
It was this shot right here.
Feels like.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I gotta go
It was
to
just
you,
a
man.
cross. Threw a cross and threw his shoulder out. JDS throws that right hand so hard every single time he throws it, with the overhand shot, with his cross, but of course his uppercut. He lets that hand go, man. He really does let the hand go. What I will say is, in regards to Jorgen celebrating, is like I totally understand where everyone's coming from. Everyone that is kind of disgusted by it. It's not a good look at all to celebrate after your opponent got injured, especially after you know for sure the opponent is injured. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you didn't know what happened and you celebrated, but if you know for sure, okay, this dude is injured, his shoulder is dislocated, and I was losing the fight, but oh Jesus, I just won due to injury, and you're celebrating and you're roaring and all that. There's something about that is classless, right? Like, we completely agree. To play devil's advocate, though, like on the other side, I think we shouldn't just automatically dismiss it and regard him as some kind of asshole just for doing that specifically, because we've seen other fighters do the same thing. If you guys remember when Jose Aldo fought the Korean Zombie, you guys remember what happened to the Korean Zombie? The Korean Zombie threw a very similar right hand, dislocated his shoulder. Aldo looked at him, saw that his shoulder was out of its socket, dislocated, and Jose Aldo kicked him right in that shoulder, followed him down and TKO'd him, knowing the shoulder was injured, and celebrated at the end right there. Just telling you guys what happened in the past. Of course, we remember Chris Weidman when Anderson Silva got injured. Now, of course, Chris at that time did not know the extent of the injury. He didn't know that this man's leg has snapped in half. But when a man makes contact with your knee and falls over, you know it's an injury. You didn't just knock him out or anything. You know he's been injured somehow. And when Chris saw that happen, he ran around celebrating. Now, is it possible that the celebration is just out of habit? You know what I mean? Like, you just want to fight. Your adrenaline is up. The stress levels are up. It's a chaotic event. I mean, it's a fight, man. It's one of the most chaotic things that you can do as a human being. And then you just won. You know, that the high that you were in, it goes even higher. Like, oh my God, I just won. Especially because, you know, according to Jorgen De Castro, he believed that JDS was overlooking him. You know, he said that he believed JDS was overlooking him in this fight. And so he won. No matter how he won, so he just celebrated because he won. He felt vindicated in some way. I'm not saying that, again, that it's right. I'm just saying there's something to that maybe we should pay attention to. That's all. You know, that feeling of winning, even when it's not a clean win, even when the opponent is injured. Like, yes, we would want fighters to be able to contain themselves, control that emotion, like that, oh my God, I just won. You want them to be able to control that emotion and be stoic and go and check on the fighter and show some class, even if it's acting, but you want them to demonstrate some sort of like, oh no, that's not how I want to win, God. You know what I mean? Like, you want them to pretty much act the same way that Uriah Hall acted when he realized that Chris Weidman was injured. That's kind of what you want to see. But, you know, not every fighter is like that, man, you know. And that's not to say that Jorgen is not going to feel bad about it. That's not to say that he doesn't feel awful about the fact that a man's shoulder got dislocated. I'm pretty sure if you would ask him, how do you want to win this fight? It's not going to be due to injury. He wanted to beat JDS. So as much as I agree that it was classless, it didn't look right, It looked wrong. It wasn't good sportsmanship to celebrate like that. I also understand how the hell that can happen, because I've seen it happen to fighters that we all consider to be good guys. We've seen it happen with Chris Weidman celebrating when Anderson Silva injured, and we've seen it happen with Jose Aldo, which was even more brutal because Aldo saw the injury. Now, Jorgen didn't even try to finish JDS. He pointed to the ref. He was like, "Yo, ref, look at Junior. His shoulder is dislocated." He didn't continue hitting him. You know what I mean? He saw the injury. He could have continued attacking JDS. The ref hadn't called stop. He could have continued to attack, but he didn't. He didn't attack him. He was like, "Look, his shoulder is out," and then celebrated afterwards. But Jose Aldo, he saw the injury and kicked Korean Zombie right in the shoulder. And I don't remember if at the time people gave him shit for that, probably, but just to give perspective that this has happened before, and it's just high emotions. That's just really what it is. But that's really it. I really feel bad that this is how JDS had to make his debut to Eagle FC. It's a pity, man, to get dropped by the UFC the way he did, and then to show up in a brand new promotion, try to do his thing, and end up injured like that. He was on the floor weeping too, man. It's really sad. It really is. But let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about the whole thing. Do you agree with my assessment of the whole thing? Let me know, and I will see you guys later with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Peace out.